Welcome, this is Be Sharp. I'm your host Colin Bonzi, and you're tuning into the only show on Ithaca College Television that fosters an appreciation of the finer arts in life. We feature everything from classic performances of Beethoven and Mozart to modern day pieces that could very well end up being classics someday. So whatever your flavor, we have it here for you, our viewers. Now, if you remember last time on the show, we discovered and experienced a new type of guitar styling. If you thought that was great, just wait until you see what we have in store for you today. Today we'll take a closer look at an often forgotten type of music, opera. Now, forget what you think you know about opera and stay tuned as we'll be right back with today's performer, Beth Reichgott, right after these messages.
Here's dessert, ladies. Ooh. There's only 3. These look good. Oh, you didn't get one. Here. I have both.
Sharing, it's the icing on the cake. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
As chair of the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee, I've got good news. New York State's roadways are the safest they've ever been, but they can be safer if everyone would just buckle up.
Seatbelts can make the difference between life and death.
I've seen people walk away because they wore their seatbelt, and I've seen people die because they didn't.
It breaks your heart because you know it could have been prevented.
We're here to save lives.
So think of it as tough love.
Please, wear your seatbelt.
Hey, because in New York State, if you don't click it, you're going to get a ticket.
Welcome back to Be Sharp. I told you before the break that we had a special guest with us here today. Beth Reichgott is a senior music education and vocal performance major here at Ithaca College. She's extremely active in music activities around campus, such as Cose Van Tutte and Premium Blend, all in addition to the demands of a music student at Ithaca College. She's here with us today to share with you her passion for music by performing 2 of her songs. But before we get to that, let's take a closer look at who she is and learn about what makes her tick, her idols, her hobbies, and a little bit more about the songs that she'll be performing.
My name is Beth Reichgott, and I'm a double degree vocal performance and music education major, and I'm from Seattle, Washington. I'm a senior. That I'd go on and do music. Like when I was little, it was Broadway, but then I don't know, I kind of realized that even if I managed to make it into a couple shows, that's not a career. You know, I wouldn't be doing it till I was 50 years old and wanted to, have a family and all of that. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because it's the thing I always did the best out of anything else I could do. I don't know, I wanted to teach when I was little, and then I was like, well, maybe I want to sing, and now I'm kind of doing both, I guess. Last year, I would have class starting at 8 or 9 a.m., and usually had 10 o'clock free to warm up and get yourself some food or whatever, and then usually an 11 o'clock class, and then juniors in the education program have to do junior student teaching, which is when you go down to the Immaculate School of Conception downtown, and it's a parochial school for pre-K through 8th grade, and we basically are their music teachers. I look up to my peers a lot. I think that there's great people at this school. I'm convinced that they'll have careers. You might not hear of them because you don't hear many opera singers, but there's careers out there, and I look up to the guy that was the director of that group from high school. Well, not high school, but that group, Vocal Point. He's like my second father, and he just knows so much. He has a conducting degree, but he also knows lots about rock and roll. He's a drummer. He, conducts classical choral stuff. He knows opera. He knows musical theater. And he's really good about giving advice, so he's probably my #1 mentor. He's probably why I want to basically be like his mini-me. So I probably look up to him the most. I look up to my voice teacher here too. What I know, so I want to be able to share with other people.
Now that you have a feel for the person that Beth is, it's time to have a feel for the music that she sings. Here now is Beth Reichgott. All right, thank you, Beth. That was great. And we'll be coming right back after this, and we'll be sitting down with today's guest, Beth Reichgott. Stay tuned. Nice job.
Here's dessert, ladies. Ooh. There's only 3. These look good. Oh, you didn't get one. Here. I have both.
Sharing, it's the icing on the cake. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
As chair of the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee, I've got good news. New York State's roadways are the safest they've ever been. But they can be safer if everyone would just buckle up.
Seatbelts can make the difference between life and death.
I've seen people walk away because they wore their seatbelt. And I've seen people die because they didn't.
It breaks your heart because you know it could have been prevented.
We're here to save lives.
So think of it as tough love.
Please, wear your seatbelt.
Hey, because in New York State, if you don't click it, you're going to get a ticket.
Welcome back. Before the commercial break, we heard a song from Beth's junior recital, and now we're joined today with today's guest, Beth Reichgott. Beth, thanks for coming on the show with us today.
Thank you.
Now, I'm sure a lot of our audience is wondering, like, how did you get your start in classical music performance?
Well, I didn't start singing classically until I came to school here. My actual first learning of a classical song was for when I wanted to audition. Before that, I did like pop and jazz and musical theater and that sort of thing. And then when I started going to school here, I started learning classical music.
Now, was the transition from pop and musical theater, as you said, to classical music, was this a hard transition for you, or was this something that just came naturally?
No, it was really, really difficult. A lot of my peers had voice lessons before they came here, and so they had a little more experience, but you know, I knew how to sing, and I worked at it really, really, you know, diligently, but I didn't know anything about technique. I didn't know anything about how I was supposed to use my breath, and like just the very basics I had to learn once I came here, and it took a while.
Now, how was preparing for classical music different than different styles of music? Like, how do you prepare differently and whatnot?
Well, you have to be able to fill a space acoustically, which means without any sound enhancement. So, you know, no matter how big the hall is, you need to be able to fill it with just your voice and just what you have in your person. Whereas someone singing musical theater, you know, that's sort of like it, except they usually have mics nowadays, you know, and so that's a little different. And then obviously with pop and jazz and things where people have sound systems, it's different.
And now you're involved in the music school, obviously, with classes and whatnot. What else around campus are you doing that for your musical interest?
Well, in the music school, I'm in the choir, and then I'm in Premium Blend, which is a student organization, the female a cappella group. And like I've done like opera workshop in the opera and stuff. So.
Now you mentioned Premium Blend. What is your role in Premium Blend, and like where do you fit into that whole thing?
I just finished my 4th semester with Premium Blend, and I'm the webmaster this year, and that's neat. And I do arrangements for the group a lot. It's kind of tiring, but it's really cool too, though, because I mean, basically, whatever song I think the group would sound really good on, I'll sit down, I'll listen to it, and just write out what I hear. And I definitely remember the first time that they ever debuted one of my songs, and it was really cool.
Now, do you actually perform, or are you more of the behind-the-scenes person for Premium Blend?
Oh yeah, everyone's
that's
in the group just does extra stuff too. Yeah.
All right. Now, on the website for Premium Blend, you said you're the webmaster, so you should probably put in yourself.
Yeah,
it says you're what was it? An immense different breed of music student.
An intense breed of music
intense
dork.
Breed of music
I think it says. Yes, everyone in Premium Blend has a nickname, Premium something, and something to describe themselves or something they did. And I'm Premium Pedagogy, which means basically music ed type person, because like in rehearsals and stuff, I'll put things in solfege, you know, like do, mi, so, and like trying to help them, and they're like, that does not help. Like, thanks for nothing. Like, it doesn't even matter, you know. So they just make fun of me. Like, I'll like have to like conduct myself sometimes, and so they just they make fun of what a big music dork I am.
Now, besides music, what else do you have time for in your life? Like, what do you do in your free time?
Well, it's a little easier this semester. I actually have some classes outside the music building for once in my life. So I did a painting class this semester, and I had to take a class called Feldenkrais for musicians, which is kind of like Alexander technique or like yoga or like any of those kind of like meditative / like body, you know, like relaxation sort of things. And I have a boyfriend, I go to church, I hang out with my friends, you know.
All right, now what are your career goals and aspirations? Like, what do you...
Well, I want to go to grad school first,
right.
And I think I'm going to try for vocal performance, and after that try out for young artist programs, opera companies, basically like whatever I can get into, you know. I just want to sing, and eventually I want to be a choral conductor and maybe, you know, have a voice studio, give voice lessons and stuff.
All right, that's great, and I'd like to thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this with an encore performance from Beth Reichgott. Don't go anywhere.
Dessert, ladies. Ooh, there's only 3. These look good. Oh, you didn't get one. Here. I have both.
Sharing, it's the icing on the cake. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Welcome back to Be Sharp. Today we showed you that opera is still very much alive in today's world. We'd like to thank our guest Beth for coming on, and tune in again next week as we have another great show planned for you. Now with a special encore performance for you, here once again is Beth Reichgott.
The trees they grow so high, and the leaves they do grow green, and many a cold winter's night my love and I have seen. Of a cold winter's night my love, you and I alone have been, whilst my bonny boy is young, he's a growing. Whilst my bonny boy is young, he's a growing. Oh, Father, dearest Father, you've done to me great wrong. You've tied me to a boy when you know he is too young. Oh, daughter, dearest daughter, if you wait a little while, a lady you shall be while he's growing. A lady you shall be while he's growing. I'll send your love to college all for a year or two, and then in the meantime he will do for you. I'll buy him white ribbons, tie them round his bonny waist, to let the ladies know that he's married, 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 to let the ladies know that he's married. At the age of 16, he was a married man, and at the age of 17, he was father to a son, and at the age of 18, the grass grew over him. Cruel death soon put an end to his growing, growing, growing. Cruel death soon put an end to his growing. And now my love is dead, and in his grave doth lie. The green grass grows o'er him so very, very high. I'll sit and I'll mourn his fate until the day I die, and I'll watch all o'er his child while he's growing, 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 and I'll watch all o'er his child while he's growing.